In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God, Amen. Christ is risen. Christos Anesti, Al-Masihu Qam. Welcome, my friends, brothers and sisters, as we continue our daily messages again after pause during the Holy Week and after a series of Come to the Refuge. And as we've been going to the refuge, now it's time to come out of the refuge with the power of His resurrection, with the glory of His resurrection. And we'll start a new series with you, which is declaring His kingdom. Declaring His kingdom. After we went to the refuge and after we were hiding with Him during the time that we needed to, now I am encouraging and inviting all of us to actually out of the refuge and move on with the triumphal victory into declaring His kingdom. Declaring His kingdom. What we will be doing is we'll go through the daily reading of the church, specifically the gospel, and we will go into a journey towards declaring His kingdom. During the 50 holy days after resurrection, it's all about the faith that we have in Him in order to move towards declaring His kingdom. So what we will be doing is daily, we will be giving you the reading of the gospel of the liturgy. I want you to read it, and based on the contemplation that we will have here, I'll ask you a question at the end in order to share that with us. Today's reading is from the Gospel of St. Mark, chapter 16, from verse 9 to verse 20. Mark 16, from verse 9 to verse 20. And I will not read the whole passage, I will let you read it, but I will stop at two verses, verses 15, 16, and 17. And He said to them, "Go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. He who believes and is baptized will be saved, but he who does not believe will be condemned. And these signs will follow those who believe in my name. They will cast out demons. They will speak with new tongues." Declaring His kingdom. My friends, I want you to go back, read the Gospel of St. Mark, chapter 16, from verse 9 to verse 20, and ask yourself that question. Write down in your own words, what are the practical signs of your faith? How can you show that faith in a very, very practical way? Just write it down. Hold yourself accountable to it. As you said here and as we read here, that these signs will follow those who believe. What are those signs for you? It's amazing when you go back to read the actual word of signs. It was mentioned in the book of Genesis when the Lord gave the commandments to Abraham to circumcise his people. And it says in Genesis 17, verse 11, it says, "You shall be circumcised in the flesh of your foreskins, and it shall be a sign of the covenant between me and you." This is the sign that the Lord is talking about. It shall be a sign of the covenant between me and you. What I'm asking you today, after you read this passage, what are the signs that you can show your faith to the world in order to declare His kingdom? But remember or take a note of three things. That sign is, number one, is painful, number two is permanent, and number three, it's a sign of property. It is painful to show your faith, and it is a permanent sign regardless of the circumstances. And number three, it's a sign of property, that we belong to Him. We are His property. We are the property of this faith. My friends, here we are starting a journey towards declaring His kingdom. People out there are waiting for you in order to go out and to declare His kingdom. Maybe you can't physically go out. Maybe you're working from home. Maybe you're meeting with your friends, your family, whoever you're talking to. Ask yourself today and write down. And if you want to share it with me, please do. What and how can you show the sign of your faith? But remember, it's painful, it's permanent, and it's a sign of a property, that we are His property. Mark chapter 16 and verse 9 to 20 is today's reading. Mark 16, 9 to 20. Read it and write down 3-4 things in your own word. How can you show the sign of your faith? As it says here again, it says in verse 17, and these signs will follow those who believe. What are the signs that you can practically show the people in order to declare his kingdom? This is today's message. Christ is risen. We'll meet again tomorrow with another challenge and another way to show and to declare his kingdom, to whom the glory now and forever, to the ages of all ages. Amen.